Hi guys, I'm Allie. Just wanted to do some quick coloring with you today. This cute little image is called Matching Socks by Power Poppy, and we're going to color it up. I had originally printed this, and if you look really carefully, I smeared the ink. I'm using and trying out this new paper, so I must have dragged it along something. So I said, I'm not going to put it to waste, so we're going to color the socks and the clothespins, and I'm going to cut out those. And then I've got another base layer to put this on, so we're going to do a little bit of coloring on this as well. So let's get started. I'm going to use Copic markers. I'm just going to put on some music, and I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Away we go. Alright, there's number 1 done. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for number 2. So I'm not going to bore you with that, but I will show you the rest of the project. So I'm just waiting for some of my white gel pen detail to dry. So we're going to work on our background. I've got my image still sitting in its die because I would like a white kind of background. And I've got a VO1 loaded into my Copic air grip. And we're going to do some spraying. Just wanted to show you, when you put your sketch markers in this, you want to put the nib end the same angle as the blower part. And that's how you load them. Okay? Alright. I'm going to shut the sound off because this is going to be a little noisy instead. Okay? Away we go. Alright, and our reveal. There we go. So we've also got to do some work on our title there. So I'm going to set my die aside here. And we want it to match our socks. So I think we'll go back to that really bright pink. So we'll go to our RO4. I'm going to make a gradient, but I'm going to start with an RO4 base. So with this being the only part of the sentiment that's open to color, I mean, you can definitely add color kind of surrounding your other letters, but I don't think I'm going to. So we've got our RO4, and let's put our VO4, and we've got our RVO9. And I'm just going to kind of flick up. Make sure I get those corners. Just add some interest to our letters, and I am going to blend them out a little tiny bit. Oops. And of course I would do that. You know what? And pink is one of like the hardest colors to push out of background, so this may not work. So I've got my blender or my 0 marker, so I might be able to push it into the background a little bit. I may end up taking my white gel pen and just running it down the side. All right, but there's our background ready to go. I'm gonna go fussy cut my socks and we'll be right back. So in order to make our matching socks pop, we're going to add a little bit of dimension by making these stick out a little bit more on the card, and we're going to do that by using some styluses. And these are the 3 sizes that I particularly have. I'm sure you can get many more different sizes. That's what I have. So you're going to flip over whatever you're going to make pop. And this is a fairly sturdy foam mat underneath. This one's made by Bazil. And I think I'm going to start with maybe my large stylus first. And what you're basically doing is you're stretching the paper in order to make it kind of cupped. Because that's basically what we're going to do, is we're going to add cupping on the back to make it protrude on the front. So by using your stylus, you're kind of stretching and molding that paper. So we can use a big stylus or the big ball on wider, more broader areas. And you want to make sure that you don't push too hard, otherwise you can break the fibers in the paper and then it's going to break it on the other side and then it's going to look weird. All right, so there's one. So you can already see how curved it is, hopefully. And do the other side here. And like I said, you can experiment with the different sizes of styluses because you can get different effects. And of course, with the smaller styluses, you can get into smaller areas. Like we're going to go and see if we can get just a tiny bit of dimension on those wooden clips that are holding our socks on their little line there. Just a little bit more in this fella. There we go. So I'm going to take my small stylus and I'm just going to do the clips there just to give them a little bit of roundness too. And of course they go to about there on the image. They're not a little ways tucked into those socks. There we go. So it's hopefully it's hard or easy to see. There we go. And then we're going to use some 3-dimensional glue and glue them on, and I'll show you that in 1 second. So this is called Olba Glue, and it's very, very thick and jelly-like. And basically what it does is when it hardens, it keeps its shape. So this project is going to need to sit and dry for a little bit of time. This is not something that you can make and automatically put in the mail, just to let you know. So we're going to take that and I'm just going to squeeze it right onto the project. Keep this fairly much to the center of your project because once you press it down, it's going to squish out and ooze anyway. So keep your glue to the center. And I'm not going to put too much on the tips of my socks because they're going to hang off of the heart anyway. So, all right, I'm going to leave, I think, everything else without 3-dimensional glue here and just the socks. So I'm going to be careful because these fellas are kind of held together delicately. Okay, we're going to start with this fella on this side. We're basically matching up that background image. And you can kind of push that down to get it to squish out under a little bit. There we go. Hopefully it's not going to ooze, which is good, because it is, like it said, it's thick and it leaves a residue. So you have to be careful not to get it anywhere else on your project as well, because it leaves a shiny residue. Don't ask how I know. Alright, so get that pressed into its image as well. So far so good, no oozing. There we go, and then I'll finish this off. See, I had run off on the back, but that's okay, it came out on the paper. So I'm going to finish this off, and I'll show you the final card at the end. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you'll join us in using some of Power Puppy's fabulous new digital Valentines. See you later.